Hey everyone. About 3 weeks ago, I made a video called Cave Farming. The point of the video was to detail the differences between farming in the caves and the surface, but half the video ended up being about how the Starcaller staff allowed you to grow your crops in the absence of natural sunlight. To recap, crops need sunlight in order to grow. This means that if you're in caves, you need to plant your crops in a sunlight pocket. If not, they never grow. It doesn't matter if you illuminate your crops with other types of light like campfires, lanterns, fireflies, or lamps. Your plants will not grow because none of those light sources produce sunlight. The only item to my knowledge in the game that can produce sunlight is the Starcaller staff. Because of this, you can grow crops anywhere in the caves as long as they are being illuminated by a dwarf star. On the surface, crops have access to natural sunlight during day and dusk. However, at night, there is no sunlight, so crops stop growing. Dwarf stars, on the other hand, burn continuously for 4 game days straight. Therefore, dwarf stars can be used to speed up the growth of your crops on the surface, since they produce sunlight even at night. The most useful time of the year for doing this is during the middle of winter, since the nights are the longest. Each night takes up about 40% of the entire game day. In this video, I wanted to actually see just how quickly does the Starcaller staff speed up crop growth during winter. Here we have a side-by-side of 2 crop plots planted at the same time, same day, with the same crops. The one on the left will be lit up by the Starcaller staff. The one on the right will just use natural sunlight. Both are planted on day 28, right before night falls, and are 6x3 plots of potatoes, carrots, and asparagus. Both are watered and tended to at each stage of growth. Since I don't think anyone would want to sit and watch these plants grow in real time, now that the crops are all planted, watered, and cared for, I'm going to speed this footage up, condensing the entire growth cycle into a few minutes. By the night of day 30, the Starcaller plot has begun to reach the 3rd stage of growth, while the plot on the right is still stuck at stage 1. By morning on day 31, the Starcaller plot begins producing giant crops, while the plot on the right just starts to enter the 2nd growth stage. And after a quarter into day 31, all the seeds in the Starcaller plot have grown into giant vegetables. This entire process took a little over 2.5 days. During late afternoon, day 32, the plot on the right begins to produce giant crops. Not all of them are able to reach the final stage of growth before nighttime. Since the crops can't grow at night, the 2 asparagus have to wait out the entire night before they can advance to their final stage. By early morning, day 33, all the crops from the plot on the right have produced giant crops. Since it wasn't illuminated by the dwarf star, the plot on the right took about 4 days to produce giant vegetables, with the final 2 asparagus taking 4.5 days. So on average, using the Starcaller staff in the middle of winter will reduce the amount of time it takes for your crops to grow by about 1.5 days, and in some cases 2 days. When nights are the longest, the Starcaller staff effectively increases the speed at which your crops grow by 60%. Now I'm not sure if this justifies ruins rushing to get a Starcaller staff just to boost the growth rate of your crops. Maybe it does, depending on how big your garden is or what you're trying to do, but what I am pretty sure about is that if you plan on using a star collar staff during winter for light, heat, and sanity, you should place them so that they also illuminate your crops, so you can get the 60% growth rate increase. Anyways, that's all I got for this short video on how much the star collar staff can increase your harvest during winter. And of course, thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more. Leave a comment to let me know what you think. Take care everybody and have a great day.